Mad dog of the Middle East.
He was the desert revolutionary who became one of the longest ruling leaders in the Arab world. A man both admired and hated, who built Libya with oil wealth but ruled it with fear. And in the end, his life ended in chaos, violence, and humiliation. This is the dramatic story of Muammar Gaddafi. Muammar Gaddafi was born in 1942 into a poor Bedouin family in the deserts of Sirte, Libya. His family lived in a simple tent, surviving on very little. From a young age, he was deeply influenced by Arab nationalism and the dream of a united Arab world. As a student, Gaddafi admired Egyptian leader Gamal Abdel Nasser, and by the time he joined the Libyan military academy, he already saw himself as a future revolutionary. In 1969, at just 27 years old, Gaddafi led a bloodless military coup that toppled King Idris, ending monarchy in Libya. Overnight, a young officer with almost no political experience became the ruler of his country. Gaddafi quickly reshaped Libya. He expelled Western military bases, nationalized the oil industry, and used its wealth to fund massive projects. Education became free, healthcare was improved, and Libya's literacy rate rose dramatically. For ordinary Libyans, life was changing. Many saw better housing, jobs, and subsidies that were rare in other Arab nations. But while the country prospered, Gaddafi also built a cult of personality around himself. He called himself the brother leader and guide of the revolution. He rejected traditional titles, but in reality, he held absolute power. Gaddafi was not just a national leader. He wanted to be a global figure. He promoted his ideology through his so-called Green Book, where he presented his own version of socialism and governance. But his eccentric behavior often shocked the world. From wearing bizarre outfits, to living in golden tents during foreign visits, to surrounding himself with female bodyguards, Gaddafi made sure he was always in the spotlight. By the 1980s, his policies and actions brought him into direct conflict with the West. The United States accused him of sponsoring terrorism, the most infamous being the 1988 Lockerbie bombing that killed 270 people. In response, U.S. forces bombed Libya in 1986, nearly killing Gaddafi himself. Despite international isolation, he held on to power, defying sanctions and criticism, presenting himself as a hero of the Arab and African struggle against Western domination. For more than 4 decades, Gaddafi survived coups, wars, and international pressure. But in 2011, a new wave of revolution swept across the Middle East, the Arab Spring. Protests broke out in Libya, with people demanding an end to his long rule. What started as demonstrations quickly turned into a civil war. Gaddafi's forces tried to crush the uprising, but NATO intervened with airstrikes in support of the rebels. Cities fell one by one, and his once-iron grip on Libya began to collapse. Finally, in October 2011, Gaddafi was captured in his hometown of Sirte while trying to escape. The man who once ruled Libya with absolute power was beaten and killed by rebels in a brutal scene that was broadcast to the world. His 42-year reign ended not with honor, but with humiliation. Muammar Gaddafi was a leader who dreamed of power and unity, who gave Libya wealth, but also brought it decades of dictatorship and fear. His downfall left Libya in chaos, and even today, the country struggles to recover from his legacy. So, was Gaddafi a visionary leader who stood up to the West, or a dictator who destroyed his own nation? In your opinion, was Gaddafi a hero, a villain, or a dictator? Make sure to share your thoughts in the comments.